What if I told you that confidence has nothing to do with feeling ready and everything to do with doing it scared? Because right now, this whole journey probably feels like you're wearing someone else's skin. You see confident people and you think they were just born that way. You watch them walk into a room and own it, speak up without thinking twice, post a photo without checking it 100 times, introduce themselves to strangers like it's the most natural thing in the world. And you tell yourself that's just who they are. Like confidence is something you either have or you don't. Wrong. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Confidence doesn't come before you act. It comes from acting. You don't become confident by thinking about the life you want. You become confident by proving to yourself over and over that you can move even when you're scared. So if you've been telling yourself, I'll do it when I feel more confident, I need you to hear this. That sentence is the trap, because the confidence you're waiting for is hiding behind the action you keep avoiding. And today, I'm not just gonna talk to you about confidence. I'm gonna walk you through it, step by step. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we're done, you won't just want confidence. You'll know exactly how to build it. Step 1, know what confidence really is. Before you build anything, you need to know what you're building. And most people don't. So real talk, your brain watches you every single day. Every promise you keep, every promise you break, every time you say, I'm gonna do this, and then you actually do it. Your brain saves it. And every time you say, I'm gonna start tomorrow, but tomorrow comes and you don't move, your brain saves that too. Not to judge you, but to answer one simple question. Can I trust this person? And that person is you. That's why confidence is not just about looking good, talking smooth, or acting like nothing bothers you. Confidence is trusting yourself. It's the relationship you have with yourself. And most people don't have low confidence because they're not good enough. They have low confidence because they keep letting themselves down. They keep making promises they don't keep. They keep picking comfort over growth. They keep waiting for the fear to leave before they move. And then they wonder why they don't trust themselves. But here's the good news. If confidence is built from proof, that means you can build it on purpose. The formula is simple. Action first, proof second. Identity third, confidence last. You act, your brain sees the proof, that proof becomes your identity. Your identity creates confidence. So stop asking, how do I feel more confident? Start asking, what proof am I giving myself today? Because your brain doesn't believe your words. It believes what you keep doing. So now you know the truth. Confidence is built from proof, which leads us to the next question. How do you start collecting that proof? That's step 2. Move before you feel ready. You can't collect proof if you never start. And starting is exactly where most people get stuck. Because let's be honest, most of the time, ready is not coming. You're not gonna feel fully ready to start the channel. You're not gonna feel fully ready to walk into the gym. You're not gonna feel fully ready to speak up. Why? Because your brain is built to protect you, not to make you strong. Your brain loves what it already knows, even when what it knows is keeping you stuck. So when you try something new, your brain goes, wait, hold up. We don't know this. This could be dangerous. And suddenly you feel fear. You feel that pull to stop. You feel that voice saying, not now, maybe later. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I look stupid? But listen, fear is not always a warning. Sometimes fear is just your brain meeting something new. That's it. So don't treat fear like a stop sign. Treat it like a sign that you're stepping into new ground. And new ground is where you grow. Here's the tool for step 2, the 2-minute rule. When you feel that pull to stop, don't try to pump yourself up for an hour. Don't wait for motivation. Don't overthink it. Just give it 2 minutes. 2 minutes of starting. Open the page, put on the shoes, record the first line, send the first message, walk into the room, start the talk. Just 2 minutes, because the hardest part is not doing the whole thing. The hardest part is breaking through that wall at the start. Once you start, fear usually shrinks. Not because anything magically changed, but because your brain finally has real info. Before you act, your brain is guessing. After you act, your brain is learning. And confidence comes from learning. So you start moving 2 minutes at a time, but there's a place where almost everyone still falls off. That's why step 3 exists. Keep small promises. This is where people mess up. They get excited and make huge promises. I'm gonna work out 2 hours every day. I'm gonna change my whole life this week. I'm gonna become a totally new person overnight. Sounds powerful, but most of the time it's a trap, because when the goal is too big, your brain freaks out. Then you miss one day. Then you feel bad. Then you lose trust in yourself. And now the goal didn't just fail, the way you see yourself got worse too. So instead of building confidence, you built more proof that you don't follow through. That's why the tool for step 3 is make the promise so small you can't lose. Not because you're weak, because you're smart. Confidence is built through promises you keep, and a small promise kept is stronger than a big promise broken. Want to get fit? Don't start with, I'm going to the gym every day for 2 hours. Start with, I'm putting on my shoes and walking for 5 minutes. Want to feel better around people? Don't start with, I'm going to be the loudest person in every room. Start with, I'm going to look people in the eyes and say one real sentence. Want to build a business? Don't start with, I'm going to make a lot of money in 3 months. Start with, I'm going to do one thing today that moves this forward. You see the difference? Small promises create wins. Wins create proof. Proof creates identity. Identity creates confidence. That's the game. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're voting. A vote for the person you're becoming. One small thing might not change your whole life, but doing it every day, that's how you become someone new. Not by talking about it, not by dreaming about it, by stacking proof. So now you're moving, you're keeping small promises, but your brain has one more trick that can still pull you down. Step 4 is how you beat it. Save your wins. Keep the receipts. Here's something most people don't know. Your brain remembers the bad more than the good. That's just how it's built. You could have 5 good days and 1 bad day, and your brain will say, see, you're failing. That's why you can be growing and still feel like nothing is changing. It's not because you're not growing. It's because you're not writing it down. So the tool for step 4 is keep your receipts. Every night, write down one thing you did that showed you trust yourself. Just one, not 10, not a whole story, one receipt. Something like, I said I would work out and I did. I spoke up even though I was nervous. I didn't quit when I wanted to. I did the first 2 minutes. I kept my promise. That's it. Because when doubt gets loud, you need proof louder than your feelings. You need something you can look at and say, actually, I am changing. Actually, I do show up. Actually, I can trust myself. These receipts are powerful because they stop your brain from lying to you. They remind you that growth is happening, even when it doesn't feel big. And let me tell you something. Real confidence is usually not big and loud. It's quiet. It's built when no one's watching. It's built when nobody claps. It's built when you do the thing you said you would do, even when nobody sees it. That's where the real power is. So now you've got receipts. You've got proof. And once that proof starts stacking up, something deeper starts to change inside you. That's step 5. Build an identity, not an image. This step goes deep. A lot of people are not building confidence. They're building an image. They want to look confident, sound confident, post like they're confident, dress like they're confident. And look, there's nothing wrong with looking good or speaking well. But if the inside is shaky, the outside won't save you, because an image needs other people to believe in it. Identity doesn't. Image says, I hope they think I'm confident. Identity says, I know who I am. That's a different level. And identity is built by doing things again and again. You don't become confident by saying, I am confident. You become confident by acting like someone who keeps moving. You become confident by becoming the kind of person who doesn't let themselves down. Every time you act, even though you're scared, your brain hears, I'm someone who moves forward. Every time you keep a promise, your brain hears, I'm someone who can be trusted. Every time you show up on a hard day, your brain hears, I'm someone who doesn't break when things get hard. That's who you become. And once identity changes, confidence comes on its own. You don't have to push it. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to act. You just move differently because deep down, you know, I've got proof. But knowing all this is not enough. You can hear it, agree with it, even feel it, and still do nothing. So let's lock it in with one final step, the 24-hour challenge. Here's what I want you to do today. Not next week, not when life gets easier, today. Pick one thing you've been avoiding because you don't feel confident enough. Maybe it's starting something, posting something, having a talk with someone, going somewhere, making a choice, showing your face, using your voice. Whatever it is, pick one. Now ask yourself, what is the smallest real version of this I can do in the next 24 hours? Not the perfect version, not the big version, the smallest real version. If you're scared to post, write the caption. If you're scared to record 30 seconds. If you're scared to go to the gym, put on the outfit and walk in. If you're scared to speak up, say one sentence. If you're scared to start, open the file. That's the move. Because confidence doesn't need a huge step. It needs a real step. And once you take that step, write it down. That's your receipt. That's your proof. That's your first vote for the new you. And tomorrow, you do it again. Small step, promise kept, proof written. That's how confidence becomes unshakable. So remember this, confidence is not a mood. It's not a personality type. It's not something only certain people are born with. Confidence is built one step at a time, one promise at a time, one brave moment at a time. So today, stop waiting to feel ready. Stop chasing motivation. Stop asking for confidence. Move. Keep the promise small. Write down the proof and let your brain watch you become someone it can finally trust. If this hits you, subscribe to The Wisdom Path because this channel is for people who are done waiting and ready to build themselves for real. And comment below, what's one thing you've been waiting to feel confident about? Write it down. That's your first step. I'll see you in the next one.